Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. I'm Dcash Gaming, and today we're reviewing and commentating, and also we are looking into the "you're tired of charging" Chromebook ad. Let's get into it. It's a 30-second ad, so it shouldn't take that long, but I have a lot to discuss and unpack after the fact, so here we are. Well, I'm already started right here. We're doing getting 2 seconds into the video. This looks a whole lot like this. This is kind of just zoomed in, but this is a Chromebook ad, or this is a MacBook Pro, and this is very, very, very similar to a MacBook Pro. Even to the part, look at the files here. Look how similar that is. I don't know, it's just something I noticed while doing this.
Dying.
Oh, we're dying.
If you can hear us, honey, your father and I are dying.
I'm dying. I'm dying. I'm dying.
Does anyone have a charge?
So, let's get into the first part of this video here. The remaining 11 seconds we haven't packed quite yet. So, the people are, it's more of a comedic effect, I have to say. I hope it is, where people are saying that they're dying. Most people that I know will say if their laptop is dying, or their phone is dying, or their printer is dying. Oh, that's different use of the word dying. The battery is dying, right? Now, they're saying, like, you know, we're talking about the older people here. That's, again, it has to be for comedic effect, right? But it just kind of shows, I think this is the way Chromebook's trying to, Chromebook right now is trying to play it off as they don't want you to look like you're dying, right? They want it to look like, or they kind of play it off as if, since the computer's dying, you're dying, right? And that's not what's in reality what's happening. Let's go further into this thing.
Sure.
Yeah, just down here.
Sorry, I'm dying.
I'm dying.
Okay, so we're gonna stop it right here for now. So it ends with the video with people, or it has the middle part of the video, people struggling to get their cords out and get them plugged into a wall or an outlet or something else. And then it goes into get a Chromebook because it has all-day battery life. It says on the bottom, Dell Inspiration Chromebook 14 2-in-1 offers up to 10 hours of battery life. So, let's unpack this. First off, we're going to talk about the Mac here. The Dell Inspiration, this is the Chromebook. Scroll up here. This is the Chromebook that they're talking about. It's on Amazon for $629. And yeah, $629. This is a direct competitor. The MacBook Air. The 2018 MacBook Air. You'll see all buying options for $263. Now, why? This is the problem. Is that from what I'm seeing, they're directly competing with MacBook. With what they saw in the ad, you can infer this was a direct shot at Apple. But if you look at it, the Chromebook specs compared to the Apple one are actually quite bad. And I'll show you why. Computer memory size, 4 gigabytes. Apple's 4 gigabytes. This one has 8. This ad came out in 2018. That's why I'm using the 2018 Apple MacBook Air. We're gonna go further. Core i3 550. This has a Intel Core i5 that can boost up to 3.66 gigahertz. So far the MacBook's winning, and it's gonna win. Here's why. Both of them have onboard graphics, except the MacBook has support for Thunderbolt 3 external graphics processors, which is a big help if you're trying to game on your Mac, because there's a lot of games on Steam for MacBooks. There's also 2 charging ports for USB-C. There's 2 USB-C 3.1 Gen 2 ports. That's also a big thing that Chromebook does not have. Go back to the Chromebook. In 2.2 gigahertz. Here. Where is it? Oh, it's in here. Number USB 2.0 ports 1. Number USB 3.0 ports 1. That's a problem for the Chromebook. Because not only are you having the same, you don't have the power, you don't have the CPU power. You don't now have the GPU power that a MacBook can easily get. You don't have a USB 3. You don't have more than one USB 3.0 port. My tower computer has 4 USB 3.0 ports. It has 2 USB 3.1 ports. It has 5 USB 3.0 ports. It has additional 4 USB 2.0 ports. So you can't go and say this. I know it's low compared. It's really low compared to this, but you can't say that 3.0 ports is not important. In today's world, what all runs on USB 3.0 ports? I can plug in my wheel, USB 3.0. And here's the problem: if you have people who are not tech savvy, which Chromebook very easily goes to, in my opinion, Chromebooks in general are not a Windows person computer, right? You know, if you're on Windows, you're not gonna. At first it's gonna be really hard to use a MacBook because you have so much limited capabilities. They're gonna be more for the tech non-savvy, and that's fine. But why do you have to go and lock down everything when people are coming from Windows or Mac and they're going, or Linux? You know, Linux is always a thing, and they're going to look for these Chromebooks? Why? You have to have capability, and if you don't have a capability and you don't have the USB 3.0 port, like Linux machines, Apple machines, Windows machines all will have in the most part, and there's going to be exceptions. The problem is that you just will not have the capability. Now, we're going to also go to this ad again. At the very end here. Oh, let's go back. Demonstration Chromebook 14 2-in-1 offers up to 10 hours of battery life. Last time I checked, it's 23 hours and 56 minutes. And this does not equal 10 hours. It's less than half of the day. Now, I know I have it in fine print, so I can't really tag them for the ad. However, I can go and tag them on their Amazon ad, which is put up by Dell. Let's go and say Control F day. That's just Amazon Prime. Thursday. Battery life 1 day. This is just going to be the return policy. So it says 1 day. Where in the world does it say 10 hours? Can we go look at 10 hours? Where does it say 10 hours at? I'm looking for it right now. Hello? 10 hours? Anyways, you know what I mean though. And here's the thing, the MacBook has beat for an initial $50 with 2 hours of charge. So, in reality, that's just not how it should work. Plus, here's the other thing. These Chromebooks, in my opinion, in my experience, have not held up the length of time. Their batteries have degraded extremely fast with daily use. A school I used to go to has Chromebooks for almost every student, and they had some that they got replaced 5 years ago, or they replaced them 2 years ago. 7 years old. They don't get support anymore, which we'll also get to in a second. But here's the problem: the battery life, which is the number one point of this ad, degrades to the point where it's almost 1 hour of charge will kill a Chromebook using like Zoom or using other software like that. Zoom is not very intensive at the time, and they weren't using, and you don't. It's just, I don't know. Zoom, it's not like Chromebooks have a 10-hour battery life their entire life. It's lithium ion. If you plug them in, leave them charged until you're going to use it the 10 hours of life, you're going to kill that battery faster. And they don't say that. Well, they say offers up to. That's fine. The problem is that the Chromebooks, at this point in time, I don't think that their advertising technique is very accurate compared to who they're trying to depict, which is Apple. Again, the MacBook has an extra 2 hours of battery life, and before too long, this is going to start turning into this.
Sorry, I'm dying.
That's just a Chromebook. After a year or 2 or 3 years, my Chromebook I had, just to see how I had one just to see how it ran, and you know the ins and outs of Chromebooks. So I was curious. This was a year or 2. This is 2 years ago now. 3 years ago now. I don't know what to say. A year. I didn't even plug it in. I let it. I didn't let it die. I never got to let it get fully charged. You know, I was charging it once every so often. Kept it turned off once in a while. You know, started up once in a while. By the end of the year, the charge went from whatever that was said on the box. It went down 30% from what was on the box. I don't quite remember what it is now. Like Chromebook's since been removed from where I am, but it's very, very, very disappointing to see that Chromebook goes off of their battery life. And this is not going to be the first one of these videos we're going to do about the Chromebook ads. They show the extremes of the extremes, which is a marketing technique that I know multiple companies use. But the problem is they show extreme problems in use cases that in reality aren't commonly seen. Now, who's going to use 10 hours of battery life at a coffee shop? Now we're going over here. Coffee shop, right? Who's using 10 hours of battery life here? I don't know anyone who drinks coffee for 10 or 12 hours. Now, you could make the argument this is a workplace, and then this is the work site. And to that, I could say you're right. You could be right, but then you should have enough charging spaces for your computers. So, I guess the moral of the story is these ads are going to get worse. This is one of the better ones I've seen, but the Chromebook ads currently are not very, at least this one is not very, does not give everything up the front. And you can say the same argument. If you don't charge your Chromebook, it's going to die. So theoretically, it says up to 10 hours, but who's to say you don't charge your Chromebook? That's not 10 hours, but the Mac does. That's another argument I don't want to get into. You can talk about that in the comment sections or whatever, or on my Discord. However, the problem is that in reality, these ads do not tell the consumer what they need to know. Because my computer, it has power. Now, I don't personally drink coffee or do any work at a coffee shop. I know some people will do that. But the problem is what's the point of doing that if all you're going to do is have to plug in a computer? And let's talk about this one. This is my last topic of discussion. Modern laptops in today's world, you see it everywhere. The more popular laptops are now starting to go from energy savers to energy users. And let me explain this for a second here. They're going much more powerful processors, and we have not really made our power usage very similar. Now I know you can make arguments with some companies, but what I'm going for is, sure, if you have lower clocks, sure, you're going to use less power. However, and the flip side of it is, most processors nowadays are running at extremely high speeds compared to where processors were 10 years ago, even 5 years ago. So the problem is that these computers are getting faster, and the power in the batteries are the same, or there might be a little bit more, but the consumption is faster because you have to have more power for your GPU if you have an onboard GPU, or if you have more power for your CPU or your RGB lights or whatever they call them now, because you just are using more power. 10 hours yesterday seems to be yesterday. Today, power is more important than, in most cases, I know some cases it's not, but power is more important than just in general it's battery saving, because there's plugs everywhere. There's outlets everywhere now. You can plug your computer into an external power bank if you have an expensive power bank. So it's not to say you can't do that. Anyways, I think that's just going to be it for this video. I know I went from a 30-second ad to 17.5 minutes, but thank you all for watching. Until next time, y'all have a good one.